Hello YouTube, this is Retro Bear speaking to you live as recorded, and when you watch it from my living quarters here in my home in the games room. And thank you very much indeed for tuning in once more to see what's been going on in my corner of the internet. Firstly, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much indeed for tuning in. Hope you're well. If you're a new subscriber or just checking the channel out and seeing what's going on, do stick around, have a check through some of the other stuff on there. I'm sure you'll find something that you will like. And yes, so here we are, and we are now into the month of May. My goodness me, isn't 2019 not flying by like a fast flying thing, with an intention of getting towards the end of the year very, very quickly. Before you know it, we will be at Christmas time and we'll be wearing silly hats. As you can see, another game of choice on the television this week, following on from Street Fighter 4 last week on the 360. We have Sonic and the Sega All-Star Racing on the Wii, and it's a fun little game it is as well, and you can get it all sorts of different formats. I think it's a 360 version, PlayStation 3, and there's also updated versions coming out, I think, for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Maybe they're even out already. I don't know. I don't really play games that come out more recently than older stuff. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Hopefully you've had a chance to check out the new video that's gone up as well about the gameplay. I'm working through some game show and reality TV show games on the Wii. Second and third videos have been recorded. They will be on the way shortly. I hope you enjoyed the first one. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, I'll also put a link in the description so you can go back and check that one out. But it is the last one I recorded, so you shouldn't be able to find it too difficult finding it. Also, before I start as well, some shout outs to some people who have been very, very kind, and I apologise if I miss anybody out. I'm going to try and shout out about 5 or 6 people, and I appear to have forgotten. Possibly, if there were 5 or 6, I am getting on a bit, I do apologise. So what I will say is that I will obviously put links to these people's channels in the description. Some of you probably know them already, some of you may not. First one, Rollerex Core, who's putting up some wonderful car boot find videos. Last week he went round and practically picked up an entire orchestra worth of equipment, guitars, which will happily trade in for CEX, and pick up some really good stuff. Great channel, shares my enthusiasm with lots of weird and wacky titles on the Wii as well. He's actually taken my recommendation on one, which I think was a couple of videos he did ago. Go and check out on that one there. We'll go along and have a see what Eddie's all about. He's a good bloke and knows what he's talking about, and I admire his dedication to going around finding things that he can trade in, because he does know his stuff. He's very, very good at things like that. New one on YouTube fairly recently, Yorkshire Lad YouTube, who's got a wonderful original Xbox. Thank you for those of you who are supporting my campaign to keep it called the original Xbox. Yorkshire Lad, fantastic channel, wonderful sense of humour. This guy's got great personality. He's accumulated nearly half the number of subscribers I've got in about a tenth of the time. He really has a sort of picking up some following there. So if you get a chance to check him out, brilliant guy, top bloke. Looking forward to seeing more of his collection. I think he said he's got something in the region of 500 original Xbox titles. I could be wrong, I could have made that up, I don't know. But pop along and check his channel out. He's got some really interesting games in his collection, which he's showing off at the moment. Retro Games Revived, who's just started the channel, I think, recently. Pop along and have a look at his stuff. He's going through his collection at the moment. He did a wonderful video just a couple of days ago about his joysticks. Which for most modern gamers, joysticks are a thing of the past. So if you want to know more about joysticks, or joysticks from those areas, those times gone by all means pop in and have a look at his videos. He's just started his channel out, so give him some support, like the same way you've done me and other YouTubers. It's going through bits and pieces of collection. He does have some nice stuff in there as well. It's not all about the old stuff. There is the old stuff, but there's also some decent modern games as well. Link will be in the channel descriptions below. If I think who else? Oh yes, Gunaldinho, who is doing trying to go for a complete Xbox 360 collection, stumbled across his channel the other day. Amazingly, he found a lot for sale of 60 Xbox 360 games for, I think it was 50 quid. I think he got it down to 50 quid, so less than a quid a game, and not one of them was a sports title. Now, how often can you say about that when buying in bulk can you actually come across something like that? Very, very rarely. But he's got some really good interesting variants, so he's trying to get also different variants, the sort of the covers, so not only just the standard but the classics ones and the special editions. He's got a great collection going at the moment. He's also trying to do something about 1 million game points on Xbox Live, which I've got no idea what that means. Go along, have a good, because again, really nice guy, knows what he's talking about, and got some really interesting stuff. The other one I want to speak about, and I hope I missed anybody out off this. If I have done, I really apologise, and I will give you a shout out in the next video. The one I wanted to mention was the £1 Gamer, who has very, very kindly will be donating a game to my Wii collection, because he picked up this title, which I hadn't seen before, and he commented that, well, as I've got a decent Wii collection, he said you may as well have it for your collection, which is fantastic of him to do so. So as of time recording, which is Bank Holiday Monday, it hasn't turned up yet. I think you're going to get the post in the last week, so hopefully it'll come next couple of days. It'll be in my next pickups video, so you'll know what it's all about. Do check his channel out there as well, because he picks up games like I do on a budget, but he also films them and sometimes picks up on a camcorder with the old video footage, which sort of has a real sort of retro feel to it, which is really, really good. So that's definitely worth sort of popping in and checking out as well. Link again will be in the description. I'm sure there are 6 people I'm going to shout out. I've only shouted out 5. If I've missed you off, I'm really, really sorry. Do let me know about it, and I'll try and give you a shout out in the next video. But as people posted very, very quickly on the subject of shout outs, they're really important. This is how I understand it's how YouTube used to be. I'm only, been here 12 months, so I don't really know how it sort of used to be. But a lot of people said that the things like the video responses and the shout outs had disappeared. Well, a lot of people do the shout-outs. Mr. Bads did a fantastic one in his last video, a couple of videos ago, for all the people in his competitions, and he went through everybody in there, which is really nice for him to do so. Yorkshire, like I mentioned earlier, he does a lot of shout-outs on his channel as well. Let's see if we can get that developing and keep going, because the more we talk about our channels and what we're doing, the better it is for everybody concerned, because then the word gets around, and then we have a community. That's what we're looking for, community. The key word there is community. It's not just sort of about coming on here and trying to become the next YouTube star. It's all about coming on, making contact with people who are exactly the same as you, showing about, talking about what you're interested in. And I said that 2 people have already sent me, in fact 3 people have already sent me things to the post. I've spoken to a couple of people about exchanging stuff that I've got that I don't want against stuff that they don't want. That's how it should be. We're not all here to make money. If we were, then we'd be doing this all the time, and then YouTube would be full of people who like us, and there'd be no sort of variation. We're all a bit different in what we try and do. I use the term different, but there's a variation. From one collectors, I'm not like someone like, say, Tutor UK, who's got a fantastic collection of stuff. My collecting and his collecting are slightly different, but we are collectors at the end of the day. And I think, as David Bursell quite rightly points out, like me, he's collecting so many games that if he lives to be 1600 years old, he's never going to play them all. Quite rightly so. And also thank you very much, David, for mentioning in your last video about the original Xbox, because if you and me can keep that going, mate, we'll have some t-shirts made and we'll get a campaign going, shall we? Right, advertising, shout-outs and salutations to everybody are now out of the way. Let's get on to the important part of the business, which is the games. And yeah, really big section of pickups this week. A huge amount of games. I wasn't quite sure how many I picked up until I got home. What you're about to see here, I think there's 28 games in total, so by all means make yourself a 3-course meal and sit down. 28 games here for the grand sum. I think I worked it out afterwards. I think I told my missus it was 21. I sort of went back and thought, well, hang on a second, that cost a bit more. I thought it was 24 quid. So still under a quid a game. It can be done. And more importantly, there are some pretty good games in here. And for those of you who like the weird and wacky stuff, the things you never heard of before that I pick up, there's some of those here and all. Right, so I think we'll start off with, and there's 7 different systems. We've got 3 generations of PlayStation, 2 generations of Xbox and 2 generations of Wii. Doesn't get much more varied than that, does it? It's not 1, it's 7. And although the focus might be on 2 of them, more than anybody else, there's still a bit of it here. Anyway, so first one this week was Disney Infinity 2.0 on the Wii U. 'Twas only a quid, but the good thing is I actually read the back of the box. So I confused myself last time I read this, and you can see there's some ticks and crosses and what have you. And basically, if you have the original Disney Infinity, you can use the figures and the power discs with this game. That really doesn't mean anything to me. All I know is that the stuff I've already got I can use on this. Not all of it, because I've got all this, but I don't know how it works. Yeah, but I shall spend money on this stuff. Yes, and how does it work? I have no idea. But the most important thing is I shall give it a go. Yeah, so I've got 3 Disney Infinity figures, which are the collector's, the original set, which you may have seen from a couple of videos ago. That's Captain Jack Sparrow, Sully from Monsters Inc., and Mr. Incredible, and the sort of thing you put them on, and the discs, and the power crystal. Yeah, so I've not played it yet. Well, I have played a little bit, but I haven't played it on this one. So, yeah, and it's another game from my fledgling Wii U collection, which you can just sort of see up there, which is at the moment stands at, quick head cap, about 10. So, yeah, happy with that one. That was a quid. Charity shop pickup. I'm going to try and remember where I got some of these from now. because I can't remember where I got half this stuff from now. This is really weird. Midnight Club 2, PlayStation 2. We'll move on to the PS2 stuff. Just so you know, this week PlayStation 2 has now gone on to become the single largest system I've collected for in terms of games. So we'll put all the details up afterwards like I usually do. I've got Midnight Club on PlayStation 2, and I've got 2 and 3 for the Xbox, original Xbox. So yeah, again, you sort of come across Rockstar. You always think of Rockstar games of sort of Grand Theft Auto and Bully and Red Dead and the Red Dead series, but you don't think about all the stuff they used to do, like table tennis and Midnight Club, which is a racing game. But I like racing games. I always enjoy playing racing games, and I think that was again 50p or a pound maybe at the very most. Real piece of trash, this one. King Arthur: The Truth Behind the Legend, which I think is the only film that's listed David Beckham as a credited actor. No manual with this one. This was a 75p from CEX. Also really shocked to see the top corner there. No, I still never got this right. Top corner there, the name of Konami. You know, I always thought Konami with quality games, not cheap tie-ins. I couldn't even tell you who's in this, but apparently there is over 20 minutes of exclusive film content. Unlock behind the scenes making of the game. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Film's rubbish. RC Revenge Pro on the PlayStation 2. Got this for 50p. It's an Acclaim game. There's the bottom corner there. I got that right, nearly. Complete with the old manual. I had this game originally, which I bought from a CEX. And then I noticed when I got it back home again, and this is how good that particular branch was, had a crack in the spindle. So it shouldn't have been sold in the first place. Was it cracking? No, it wasn't a crack in the spindle. It was a crack on the disc. The disc was actually cracked around the outside on the back. This one's fine, but when I try to take it back to a different branch of CEX, they wouldn't touch it, even though the website says take a return back to any branch of CEX and we'll give you a credit. I mean, I've spent 50p on it. I mean, you know, it's hardly worth bothering with, is it? But so yeah, that was 50p. So I do like this little sort of like what's it? What have I got there? That Xbox game, V-Bolt, I think it is. Is it V-Bolt? I don't know. Something like that. It's got a V in it. That was really good. I could control a remote control cart. We all know about RC Pro, of course, one of the early games from Rare Software. So I like those sort of like off-road racing sort of bikes. It looks a bit different, that one, but yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Fireblade, which I'm really annoyed because it says this box is empty. Well, the box isn't empty, as you can hear, but that sticker now cannot come off because it's literally been on there that long. 17, 18 years. It's now welded to the front cover. As you can see, someone's trying to take that one off there that was there beforehand. So yeah, I did pay 50p for it, but it is complete, and it looks like a bit of a fun game, this one. Anybody remember Thunderblade, Super Thunderblade? You probably would if you play any of the modern Sega collections that come out. Super Thunderblade is always amongst them. It's not that great a game. I had that on the Amiga, and it wasn't that great a game. And I played it on the Mega Drive, and it wasn't that great a game. And I played it in the arcade, and it was alright. But that's where it should have stayed. This looks like a very sort of similar thing, but not slightly different, and it looks quite fun. So yes, 50p that one from somebody called Kuju Games, but made by Midway, which again is another big name in the name of arcade. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that one. That was grand total of 50p. Another game. I haven't bought any SingStar games for ages, have I? No, yeah, I haven't. Oh, I haven't. Well, I bought one now. SingStar R&B, which is arguably my least favourite genre, but that takes my SingStar collection out about 10 games. Nice and complete on the inside. I like the white disc. I've always liked the white covers for these SingStar games. Not all of those ones I've got have got them. Half of them have got white covers and half of them have got blue covers. I'm not sure if that's right or not. I don't know. There were some interesting titles on the back. Anastasia, I'm Out to Love. The Dinah Ross and the Supremes, Baby Love, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Summertime, Edwin Star War, The Four Tops, I Can't Help Myself, Inner City, Good Life, Luther Vandross, Never Too Much, and it sort of tails off towards the end there, really. Womack and Womack, Teardrops. Yeah, so it's alright, but again, it's not my favourite genre of music, but 50p, back of the net. This one came from the Cash Converters, which I paid $1.99 for, which is, as you know, an awful lot double the amount I spend at the most on some games. But it is probably too good an opportunity to pass up, and that was Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PlayStation 2, which now means I've got both
Star Wars Battlefront games for PS2. Got one ages ago. I've also got a Star Wars licensed merchandise catalogue as well. It's always good to see things like this left in there. So you can get like collector's plates, you know, all artwork prints, you know, all the tat they try and sell you. They tap into that old Star Wars thing. So yeah, obviously this is completely different to the games that have come out on the modern generation consoles. But $1.99, I think CX usually sell it for about $6. So it's not a bad pickup for that price anyway. It's from the Cash Converters, but the guy usually comments when I've got a bargain or not, like I did if you want my time video a couple of weeks ago when I picked up Time Splitters on the PlayStation 2. And he was sort of commenting on that there. He didn't make any comment on this one, but he did check the price just to make sure he wasn't being ripped off this week. Ugh. Right, yeah, some more tat. At the races, present Gallop Racer. Now, this actually is not so much what I'm saying tat. I'm quite happy with this one. Firstly, well, I'm quite happy. Secondly, I'm not happy because there's no manual with it. But I've got a feeling this is based on the arcade game. If you remember the arcade game, we had like horses, sort of big mounted cabinet and the horses on there, and you had to sit on the horses and sort of like go like that. And I remember playing one at Blackpool years and years and years ago on a weekend we went in Blackpool, probably after about 10 points at the time. And 4 of us playing that and practically killing ourselves. We're only 22, but we were very close to death that day. This also came out of Tecmo, which I've got a feeling, hoping it is the arcade game. So I'm looking for. But it's also got a management game which is very similar to the Championship Jockey G1 jockey things, which I don't really enjoy because there's like a management element to it or storyline element to it, which I don't really enjoy. Just want to play the game and race the horses. Obviously it's going to be nowhere near as good as that, but you also can train your horses with mini games. So I'm wondering, you know, what sort of things would you do with a horse in a mini game? I don't know, throw fruit at it, roll barrels at it so it jumps over them, possibly. Yeah, so 50p, it's on the shelf. I've never seen this one before, so I was quite surprised to see this. This is Ford versus Chevy, which I got from CX for £1. Never seen this one before. This is from Global Star Software, I've never heard of either. But it does sort of say, I'll just show the back of that thing, and then it does say 48 Ford and Chevy classic and contemporary vehicles meticulously rendered with realistic damage modelling and performance degradation. That's good, isn't it? So actually they've taken the alternative, just basically say you can smash these cars up as much as you like. Over 20 real world parts manufactured with 100+ licensed parts to turn your ride into the ultimate racing machine. I don't like that, but dulls me. Really is boring. But there's also a unique manual shifting option, which is to use the right hand log stick as a real life manual shifter. Fantastic. Wasted on me because I just tend to pick the automatic options. It's much easier if you want to race around somewhere, and that's the way to do it. But yeah, I haven't seen that game before. It was £1. Some of the still shots look quite nice, sort of the artwork, but then I noticed that one there at the top left hand corner looks like it's more game footage because there's less detail with it, and then it sort of looks a bit generic then. So alright, we'll have to see. Well, don't put it in the machine. And finally for PlayStation 2 this week, charity shop pickup for £1, Dancing Stage Fever, which I realise since I got back home could have bought this from CX for 50p. However, this is £1. It went to a charity shop. Happy to give money to charity if they have games that I haven't got, providing they price them correctly. And yeah, this is just, I've got now 3-4 dancing stage games for PlayStation 2. This one features such wonderful tracks as The Boys Are Back in Town, Wannabe, Come On Eileen, and One Step Beyond, which is probably another one of those near-death experiences. If anybody's ever tried to dance to One Step Beyond when you're in your 30s, as I tried to do once, it's not easy. I would recommend drinking and smoking less before you're tempted to do that. Paramedics were on standby. And it also features other songs and tracks from Squeeze, Ace of Base, The Undertone, and V-Birds, who I've never heard of. So get in the collection, PlayStation 2 for £1. Not bad. Right. So there we go. So that's PlayStation 2 and Wii U sorted. We've still got PlayStation 1, PlayStation 3, Xbox and Wii and Xbox 360 to go. So let's move swiftly on to the next one, PlayStation 1. Just the one this week, but it's always important. Doesn't add to the number I've got because this is an improvement on a copy I've already got. And this is Actua Soccer 2 on PlayStation 1. With the legend and mountain of misinformation that is Alan Shearer on the front. My least favourite people in the world, the Baron of Banality, both as a player and a talker on the television. And yeah, with commentary on this one from Barry Davis and Martin O'Neill. Never was a big fan of the actual sports series. However, as I said, it does replace this copy I've got of the game, which, as you can see, has got a giant crack in the case. Possibly you may be able to see that there. There's a giant crack going across it anyway, and also the back thing's missing, and someone's decided to write Actua Soccer 3 down the side of it. So that's going to be donated back into charity. That will replace it. It's not a brilliant copy because that's broken there, but it's better than what I've got. So that's fine. It was priced up to £1 in the charity shop, but actually that day they'd reduced some of their games and DVDs down to 20 pence. But I gave the guy a quid and said, look, don't worry about it. I put the rest of the money in the tin. It's for charity. So there we go. Yeah, so that goes on there. PlayStation, that's just the one for PlayStation 3 this week. PlayStation 1 this week. PlayStation 3 is next. I'll do this one first. This came out a game, and it's NFL Tour. I don't usually buy sports games, but a couple this week because they were on offer. I'm really stunned with this one because very rarely have I ever seen a Blu-ray disc, which you probably won't be able to see this, but no, you might be able to see it there probably. There's some scratching on it anyway. I've never seen a Blu-ray scratch like that before. I don't know how it's managed to happen. It was... There's a still sticker on the back. I'll take the sticker off. This was 49 pence. It was pence. I turned Australian all of a sudden. Pence? 49 pence. No, 49 pence this was, down from 99 in the game sale, which I should talk about in a moment. But I'm just going through the system. Once I get to the Xbox 360, then I'll fill you in on all that. But yeah, 49p. I'm a big NFL fan, so for me that's a bit of a win-win situation. Mr. Bads, if you're watching, inspired by your good self in your PlayStation 3 collection videos, if you have not seen it, he's got a wonderful steelbook of the London 2012 game, which is in gold in colour. It's a thing of beauty. We spoke briefly about it in conversation. So I actually come across the actual standalone edition of London 2012 for the PlayStation 3 for this past weekend for the grand sum of 70 pence, which I think is a good savings. I think it's currently about £253 in CEX, so not too bad. Again, sports games, which I do enjoy. I do enjoy playing sports games. I can probably go out each weekend and fill my missing collection of FIFAs and Pro Evolutions and Maddens and Tiger Woods and all that, but I don't want to. I want to sort of like just pick up other stuff. But if this stuff is there at decently priced, I will pick it up. I think 70p is too bad for that game. I don't think it's meant to be that good, but whatever. London 2012, a couple of videos I told a story about those sort of things. Very happy time, very enjoyable couple of weeks in my life that was. So anyway, made by Sega as well, so I don't think that's too bad. 70p. That's this week's PlayStation 3 stuff. Let's move on to the original Xbox, and a game I thought I'd got on PlayStation 2 but I hadn't. I got it confused with a game called Gladiator. So this is Spartan Total Warrior, which I picked up for £1. Again, it's got Sega's name on the front of it. Again, nice and complete on the inside. And yeah, I don't mind these sort of like kind of gladiator games. They're pretty good fun. That was £1. I must be honest, you're walking around. I didn't go probably as many shops I've done previously, but I still went to 3 sort of areas I go to. And not a lot now original Xbox games you see in charity shops. They all seem to be dumped now into CEX. Although those are the ones they are dumping, and the ones they are taking off your hands at the moment, they are not paying you a lot of money for, and they are charging a premium when you go in. If you don't believe me, have a look on their website, because some of the games that they are buying now quite cheaply, and they will practically give you pence for, they're marking up by quite a lot. Now they're going to make a profit on these sort of things, but why buy them in so cheaply? If they're basically trying to take all these games in as quickly as possible, like they did with the retro stuff. You remember when the retro stuff first went in, they took as much as they wanted. Now they can't shift it, and that's why they've stopped. A lot of the retro stuff has now been relegated out of the way. And they don't make many mentions of it at all in store. They will still take some stuff, but I think a lot of stuff they've sort of scaled back on. And I think because that article appeared in Retro Gamer magazine about 15, 18 months ago, about the Xbox and why it was now becoming a good machine to collect for, all of a sudden the prices sort of doubled, and I hate to say it, but CX have picked up on that, because now they will pay 60 to 80 pence for some games, and they'll mark those up 5, 6, 7 times that amount when they try and retail them back to customers at the moment. It really is shocking, to be honest with you. One game I've got, which is one of the Harry Potter games, I think they buy in at £4 and they retail for 25. That's a big markup, isn't it? I noticed they did it years ago with Doshin the Giant on the GameCube. They still do. I think they buy it in for like £3 or £4 and they sell it for 20. There aren't that many copies of that game out there, you know what I mean? What is the value of that game? They're paying you £4 for it, but they're going to sell it for 20. And then if you talk about eBay will probably, people send a listing, get another 5, 10 quid on top of that. So what is the true value of those sort of things? It's very difficult to track it. Anyway, we've come back from that tangent, but something to think about. If you have thoughts on that, let me know. And if you have thoughts on that and me about talking about it, do let me know as well. And if you'd like me to shut up and get on with the pickups, don't worry. Last game we have now, before we get to the Xbox 360 pile, because there's a lot of those, it's the one game I got for the Wii this week, which was, you can tell there wasn't much that caught my eye this week. It's New You Fitness First Personal Trainer, because I love my Fitness First, these fitness games for the Wii. I absolutely love them. What's more interesting about this one is the fact it's got a 5-day guest membership for Fitness First. Now, I like seeing these in there. I don't know whether it's been activated, because it says to activate your free guest membership, visit this website. I haven't done so yet. I thought it was a case that I could go along to a Fitness First gym and say, there you go, give me my free 5-day membership, because there's no expiry date on this. So it might be worth having a look at that and just see if it works. Do you know, the guy I forgot to give a shout out to, Nace Gaming, Nace Retro, you know who I'm talking about. He picked up one a few weeks ago. Oh, I'm really sorry, mate. I forgot to give you a shout out at the start of the video. Really, really sorry about that. I'm kicking myself now. He picked up a game a few weeks ago with, I think it was a Hitman game, with some Rustlers vouchers inside. And I picked up the same game the week before, and I sent him a message saying, yeah, just to let you know, those vouchers expired 6 years ago. And again, if you get a chance to check his channel out, please do. He picks up some really interesting stuff. He's a big Elder Scrolls fan, so if you like that sort of stuff, he's got some really nice things. He got a wonderful Zelda figure last week, and he picked up some boxing glove attachments to the Wii, which I'm desperately trying to get off him. But I don't think that's going to happen. I have to try and find my own and fight them for him. Mate, I'm really, really sorry. I should have given you a shout out at the start of the video, but I've done it now, so hopefully that's made amends for it. But yeah, I just seen that voucher there reminded me of you, in a weird sort of way. Non-creepy, of course. So there you go. Anyway, sidetracking. Right. Moving on, Xbox 360 now. Those of you who are probably aware of this and are already doing so and have done so, there's a big sort of final get rid of it out the front doors. We don't want to see it anymore. Clearance out from game. But I went into game. This is the sort of thing that makes me really angry. I'm hoping not going to sound like a rant. But 2 branches of the game in the same shopping centre near me. Completely different policies, and also different policies to what I've seen other people pick up in the last couple of weeks. Gernaldinho picked up some couple of 360 titles where the price was then reduced by half. I bought some stuff from Game a few weeks ago where it was exactly the same thing. Everything pre-owned was half price. I went in there in one store where I got stuff from previously. That policy has changed. The policy has changed to everything is half the mark price on pre-owned except the Wii U, the DS and something else. But they haven't adjusted the prices on everything else. So a couple of weeks ago, if you went in there, something was priced at $3.99, you could be expected to pay half the price of that. Now they haven't changed the pricing on some of those games, so therefore you're walking in and that game is now suddenly $3.99. Technically, they've doubled the prices on some of their stuff by leaving it as it is. Now, I do appreciate some of the Wii U stuff they sort of cut down from about 10, 12 quid down to, I think it's $4.99. I'm still not happy about paying $4.99 for something which is just going to sit on the shelf for, $4.99 for me could mean the difference of buying another 4 or 5 games I might want to play. Although I was kicking myself because one of the titles I wanted to buy was Snoopy's Grand Adventure on the Wii U. But there was nothing to say that. I asked one person on the shop floor and they said, yes, everything is 50% off. I got to the till, it was rang through at the normal price. The lady behind the till said, I'll just check for you. I asked 2 other members of staff, one who said that the offer didn't apply to Wii U, and another member of staff said the offer didn't apply to Wii U, Xbox and PlayStation 3. At which point the woman behind the till said, "Do you still want these?" I said, "What do you think?" I said, "No one knows what they're talking about." Follow that if you will. So I walked out there, then went round to another game store at the other end of the shopping centre, where they seemed to be a bit more clue, but again, different policy to the other one. They'd reduced all their stuff down to, I think it was either 99 pence or 1.99, but it was as priced. All the Wii U stuff had gone down to 4.99. Nothing anywhere saying, what, you know, this was it, this is what you expect to pay, because it was a different policy 3 weeks ago when I went in there, because it was still buy game, get it at half the mark price. They've still got a load of stuff which has got no labels, no covers on it, instructions missing. The ones they got complete, i.e. they've got the disc. And I say complete, I don't mean complete the manual. They got the disc in there. They've actually sealed up with those bloody stupid stickers they use, so you can't open. You know, so you got no idea of knowing what happens. And you know, basically, it's a lucky dip. I'll sell you this 1.99, but you won't know until you get home whether the disc is scratched to pieces, or there's manuals missing, or both. So I took my stuff to the till in this one shop and said to the bloke, "Look, before I buy all these and say I'm going to have all these, can you just run them through the till and find out?" And lo and behold, the stuff that I picked up from there, he said these are as marked, either 1.99 and 99 pence, apart from NFL Tour, which was then marked down from 99 to 49. So at least their policy was a bit easy to understand. But the other game branch, like I said, 4 members of staff have got 4 different opinions on it. I work in customer service. You know, you need to know what you're talking about when it comes to sort of things like that, because it affects the customers. I'm sure somebody else has walked in there and picked those games up quite happily, but me, it's all about the buying experience. And hopefully they'll finish this sale very soon, because I will have no need to go into a game ever again. That's not to say I won't go into one again next weekend if I decide to go somewhere a bit different and there's a game in there, because if they've still got that sale on, I will still go in and see what they're doing. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a slave for this sort of thing. But you know, if their policy is confusing from one shop to the next in the same shopping centre, I don't know whether these game stores are franchised. They may be, but you know, 3 weeks ago they were running the same policy. Now they're running completely different policies. Who knows? Right. So let me just try and find out. Oh dear, you can tell a bit to see gameplay. Something right. Let's have a look. So okay, so these ones didn't come out of CEX. I didn't come out of game. These came out with all the variations, so I'll do this one. Cash Converters, this one, which is Chrome Hounds, which I paid £1 for. It's another Sega game. I think I'm a Sega fan or something. I prefer Sega to Nintendo, but only up until the Mega Drive, Master System Mega Drive. Yes, after that, you know, Saturn, Dreamcast. No. It's a game sort of like constructing giant sort of rocket robots and things, which looks alright. It's mainly, I think, was geared towards online, but there is a single player option, which is obviously very good, otherwise this game would be completely worthless. I could have got it for 50p somewhere else, but 99p was fine. Another Cash Converters job, this is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which I paid £1 for. I presume, I don't know whether these things have got manuals or not. Gunaldino has the same sort of mentioned at the start of the video, he has the same sort of problem. Is this to do, you know, have we got manuals in these? Are there meant to be manuals with this? I don't know. It's got the both discs with it anyway. I paid £1 for it, which I think is probably a bit less than the going rate for it. It's got what's his name at the top, person who shall not be spoken about, which is great, because I can now add this to my collection of people who have gone round basically carrying on as they shouldn't do, and it'll sit very nicely alongside my Rolf Harris record collection and Stuart Hall autobiography. I didn't even know he was in the game. I mean, what have we got there? Game Party in Motion, Connect games. I like Connect games, they're fun to play. I was playing Child of Eden last week and having tremendous fun not knowing what I was doing in that game. It really was a good game to play. I had to stop playing because my hip started to hurt, which I think is going to be a problem later in life. So those of you who are playing cricket. I got this from a charity shop for £1, which I think is about the going rate for it. Yeah, typical sort of like Connect fare. We'll have to see how I get on with that one, but yeah, I do like my Connect games. They are fun to play. 99p from Cash Converters. This is Rage, which is a game I've constantly walked past for a very long time now. Again, I had absolutely no idea. It also comes with the extra missions. Download the Wasteland Sewer missions. Don't like the idea of that. It's got the 3 discs in there. Again, massive. I didn't realise, a huge game. Must be a huge game. Don't know much about it, but it's from the creators of Doom and Quake. I remember playing Doom originally on the PC when that first came out. No idea of how old I am. I got this from a charity shop, even though I don't actually own any of the plastic guitar attachments for the 360, and that is Guitar Hero World Tour, which I think, I can't remember if it's World Tour or, I think I prefer, no, I think this is my favourite Guitar Hero game. It's 50p from a charity shop, which I'd never bought anything in, so I can now say I've at least bought something from there before. Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way. I think I've got a leaning towards this one as my favourite. Yeah, so definitely one of my favourite Guitar Hero games, if not my favourite one of the lot. I ain't got the plastic guitars for it, it was 50p. And I really wanted to sort of buy something at that charity shop, say, well, at least I bought something from there once. There are still some charity shops I've never bought anything in. I keep going in on a weekly basis to see if I might get lucky. And then final non-game game is LA Noire on 360, also from Cash Converters, which I again paid 99p for. I've already got this on the PlayStation. I actually bought this not long, I bought it in the game sale years and years ago, not long after it came out. And it came with sort of like some case evidence inside as well. I'm not sure that was a cry for help from somebody who was making the game, or whether it was just actually stuff to do with the game. I played it, but it's my sort of game. Again, Rockstar. We were talking earlier about Rockstar games and Grand Theft Auto. There's one there which is good. But that was a quick. Right, so now on to the stuff I got from game. And I'll start with, I'll just try and work out how much I pay for all this. Start with the cheapest stuff first and then go from there. Yeah, you can't really go wrong for 10p, can you? 10p you cannot go wrong for. 2010 FIFA World Cup from South Africa, which was complete as well. It's also got a flyer in for the mobile game, which is nice to see. Yeah, 10p, even if I just use that box to replace stuff with, it's 10p for a game. I mean, how often can you pay? I think that's the lowest price I've ever paid for a game. I think the one I paid 10p for was Connected Ventures. That may actually mean 12p. That might be a new record, I don't know. I was paid 49p for this, although I've got this game on the Wii. I've also got that on the Wii as well. Actually, got that one on the Wii. I've also got this on the Wii as well, which is Ashes Cricket 2009. This was 49p. Utterly complete, very nice looking copy of it as well. Actually, a lot of people didn't like that game at all. The Wii game actually is quite fun. I thought it was quite good. I used to play cricket, so I judge sort of something on that, and I used to enjoy the Brian Lara games when they first came. Even Graham Gooch's All-Star Cricket. Remember Graham Gooch's All-Star Cricket on the Commodore 64, anybody? Much first cricket game ever. We used to play cricket. My mate had that game. We used to play hours playing on that. And then Brian Lara sort of took over the Mega Drive, and then the console versions, and then that one. So, and then these were all priced at anything between 99p and 1.99. So let me just try and work these out. Now I'll do my favourite one, my pickup of the week last of all. I thought I'd already got this one, but I hadn't. This is Titanfall. I think everybody else has got Titanfall. This was obviously sealed when I bought it, so I couldn't tell there's a manual in there. There isn't a manual in there, which is rather disappointing. But I've never played that game before, so Mrs. RB sort of recognised it straight away. She goes, "Oh, that's a well-known game, isn't it? You don't usually buy well-known games." No, I don't. That was 99p. This one I never even heard of either. This is Infernal Hell's Revenge. No, Hell's Vengeance. Which again doesn't have the manual. But it also has the instructions on the back in dual English and French, which I always get a bit dubious about that, because you can usually tell whether that's a particularly good piece of software or not. I don't know. Step into the shoes of Ryan Lennox and his stunning third-person shooter. Lennox, a former Etherlight spy, is now seeking revenge. But it also says here, you can heal yourself by absorbing the mana of your fallen enemies. So, I think some sort of like a... what's they say? It's not supernatural. It's a supernatural sort of feel to it anyway. I don't know. I've never seen it before. It was a quid. Again, another game which I don't really hold much hope for. Well, I don't know. I might be wrong. This is Transformers: Rise of the Dark Spark. I had to look that up, so I have no idea what I was talking about. Again, sealed but no manual inside. This was $1.99, more than I paid. But I hadn't seen this before, so I thought, well, I'll pick it up while I'm there, because it was one of the better games. Basically, these are the best games they had left on the 360 that I hadn't got, or I felt it was worth actually picking up. yes, I know FIFA World Cup, but that was actually better than some of the stuff that they'd got there. Yeah, so this is obviously Transformers. I used to watch Transformers as a kid. I've got no interest in the current Transformers setup or anything like that at all. Battle powerful foes on Earth and Cybertron universes in an epic quest to secure the ancient and powerful relic, the Dark Spark. 40 plus fan favourite and new movie Transformers characters. I saw the first Transformers film. I have not watched one since. Last two, I was really pleased to get this one because I thought this was actually a bit of a bargain, but I've saved money on it, but it's not a massive bargain. 007 Legends, which I picked up for $1.99. This was sealed, but surprise, it does come with a manual this time. Hooray! Not much of a manual, it's like 4 pages thick. This looks like it's based on 5 missions from 5 James Bond games, which is one from each of the James Bond, which is Goldfinger, Moonraker, Die Another Day, On Her Majesty's Secret Service and License to Kill. There's also instructions to unlock the free Skyfall missions as well, which means all 6 James Bonds are represented. I'm not a massive James Bond fan. I'm not a James Bond fan, to be honest with you, anyway, but I love GoldenEye. I've loved playing some of the other Bond games. Well, those independent, newly written adventures, the Pierce Brosnan James Bond that came out on PlayStation 2, Xbox and GameCube. Love those games. The World Is Not Enough on the PlayStation 1 and the N64 was quite good fun as well. So I'm happy to get that one for $1.99, which I thought was a good price to pay. I think it goes for about £3 or £4 usually. And then, happy to say this is probably my pick-up of the weekend. It's a horrible tatty looking box. It's a rotten box actually, but I haven't got a box to replace it with for a 2-discer, and I just saw the name on the side. I thought, oh, I'll get this, and this is Yeba Ninja Gaiden Z or Z, I don't know how you did it, but you can see the box is, you know, a bit falling off there, and it's stickified beyond belief, and it's not very nice looking. Couple of really interesting things about this is the special edition. Now, why is it a special edition, I hear you ask? Well, that's the inside of it anyway. Great to see. First of all, the instructions are there, and there's also is there a manual thing to go with this? No, there's no manual thing with this at all. I thought there was a manual to go with it. There isn't. I'm gonna get that. Can't get that label off there. But notice that also a special edition. Underneath the disc, there's also a soundtrack of the game. Now, I've had a quick poke around on YouTube, and it's quite a interesting old game. This one, it's like a cartoony sort of like slash. We played the Ninja Gaiden games. It's also good, but it also came with a little comic book as well, which hasn't probably been touched. And some, let me show you some of the nice artwork on the inside there. There we go, some stuff here as well, which probably gives you a background for the game, which is a very cartoony style. It also says on the back of the box, which is really interesting, which I've got to try and explore, and it says Ninja Gaiden Z mode, a homage to old school Ninja Gaiden side scrollers. So when I played the game, watched the game video last night, it was from very much a third person behind the ninja. Is that phrase? Behind the ninja look. This looks like it's you can do a different option of it, but this is a special edition, so it features the exclusive full colour comic book, the original soundtrack, and downloadable content costumes, which may or may not have gone. I don't know how that works really. I'm never going to download anything ever, and it's incredibly violent as well. But undoubtedly, if I can get a better box for that and swap that out, in fact I may have to pick myself a copy of one of them cheap 2-discers I've got and just use the box for that, spend £1 on it, because it's a really nice thing. I know, I mean it says special edition, it's not drastically expensive. I've got this for 99p. CEX was selling it for, I think it for £2.50, so it's not hugely valuable in terms of a rarity, but if you like the sort of thing you like, definitely worth hunting that one down. And there we go. So those are all the pickups for this week, which is brilliant. And now I've got to find somewhere to put them, which is getting more and more of a problem day by day, week by week, month by month. A couple of interesting things I want to mention. Obviously there is that issue with the space, and I'm going to have a bit of a swing around. I know I mentioned a few weeks ago I was trying to do a games room tour. I'm still in the process of trying to sort that out, because I want to move some stuff around, and unfortunately some stuff you can have to go into storage, or what we call in this house, boxes, to be put somewhere else, which is a bit of a shame, but I don't want to lose, because I've got some retro stuff here. I don't want to lose that couple of shelves there with my real retro stuff on it. You know, my NES, Sega stuff, Nintendo stuff. I don't want to lose all that up there. But there is a shelf right at the very top which has got stuff on there which probably can go into boxes because I don't use that. That's my Amiga stuff now. That could probably go downstairs. I might be able to set an Amiga up downstairs or something like that. That'd be quite good if we could do that. I'll have to speak to the boss about that. Otherwise, that may just go into boxes and move out of the way, and then I can move some of the stuff around, because at the moment, PlayStation 2 stuff, as you'll see from the statistics, is now motored on ahead, now overtaking the Wii, which at one point I never thought would be physically possible. Also, I'm possibly considering getting rid of my DVD collection. Now, the thing about my DVD collection is that there are some box sets in there which I know command a fair amount of coin at the moment. And if I take them to CEX and trade them in, I could probably get about, I don't know, hopefully, maybe up to about 150, well, maybe up to about 150 quid for some of my DVDs, which I was thinking if I got a voucher for 150 quid, I could probably use that voucher and sort of like really thicken out my Wii collection. I'm not going for a full set. This is the important. I'm not going for a full set, but I've now reached the point with the Wii stuff where I've pretty much hoovered up the majority of the cheap stuff. Now stuff is going to start costing 2, 3, 4 quid a time, which either means all this other stuff I pick up has to sort of wait if I'm going to fill that out, or I spend my time sort of getting 3 or 4 of those a week, 3 or 4 of the 2, 3 quid games a week, and then, you know, a couple of games for this one, a couple of games for that one, and a couple of games for that one. I don't know. But if I get a voucher for CEX, a decent size voucher, I might be able to sort of say, well, I'll use all that for my Wii games, and I'll just carry on buying other stuff as well. I don't know. So a bit of an interesting time coming up. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on now, and I really need to go and have a lie down. So once again, thank you very, very much indeed for watching. Hopefully, as I said, big shout outs at the start. Nath, I'm really sorry, mate, I missed you out, but I did get you in towards the middle, which is great. If you're still watching, so that's fantastic, and you haven't turned off and unsubscribed. If I missed you off there, you want to get a shout out, let me know. By all means, do the usual: subscribe, like, comment, do the bell thing, which lets you know there's another video coming up shortly. And yes, that's it. I think now I'm just having a look. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching that on loop for the best part of 40 minutes. I'll try and find something a bit more interesting next time, maybe. On that note, thank you very much indeed for watching. We'll have another video up soon. Don't forget to check out the uploaded Wii video stuff as well. A couple more game shows going up hopefully this week, which are interesting to say the least. Appreciate your support as always. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.